And the meta framing for all of this is that there are still 1.7 billion people around the world who are living in countries where inflation outpaces wages. If the past few years have been any indication, that's going to continue to increase. There are 1.4 billion adults around the world that remain unbanked. That means people who have no access to any of the financial services that Joseph just mentioned in terms of savings, payments, credit, etc. Most of this 1.4 billion people have access to a very magic computer that they carry around in their phones, which is a smartphone, and that's what enables them to access the same Ethereum virtual machine that we all use. And so there's the 6.17 million crypto owners today represents a big gap to close in terms of where crypto still has its biggest potential to make a real impact on the financial lives of billions around the globe. We're here to talk about decentralized economic opportunity. So what are some of the principles that we're looking at? The first is permissionless access. So how are we actually removing gatekeepers? Crypto is the most obvious example of that. Anyone can sign up for a Web3 wallet. Anyone can send or receive currency. It is this permissionlessness that actually enables local empowerment to happen bottom up, where communities are able to grow in their own super cycle, if you will, and ultimately this is designed to drive resiliency and adaptability for economies that, where it doesn't really make sense that the global macroeconomic shocks of, say, the US presidential election have such a big effect on last mile farmers or communities all around the world. And so this is designed to actually increase resilience so that there's less of a single point of failure for individuals and communities. The reality is that still today, it's places where capital is needed the most, that capital is the most expensive. This comes as no surprise to anyone here from the real world Ethereum track. But in Nigeria, just for context, for a $100 to $1,000 loan, you're looking at an annualized interest rate from anywhere from 30 to 50%, right? So if you're actually looking to start a small business, it means that money is more expensive for you than it is for many of us from the United States or from Europe. And the user experience has also kept crypto adoption from happening for a number of reasons, right? So up until very, very recently, it's been very hard to access Web3 in terms of the sign-up process for a wallet. Certainly, if you don't have access to a bank account, it's not that simple to go online and buy $100 of Bitcoin on Binance. All of this results in there being a very high cost of experimentation for individuals. And this is what creates this narrative around crypto being useless, right? Is that with all these challenges facing the space, it's hard to build products that seem like they're of real use. However, in 2024, we're facing a new reality where not all of our problems have been solved, but certainly the potential exists to make a massive change. We see that there are a number of simple mobile native solutions. There are over 100 million stablecoin holders around the world. This has probably been seen as one of the key killer use cases of crypto today. And this creates the preconditions for us to really begin to build for real communities and real needs. All of this is critical because everything happening on-chain, everything happening transparently, actually improves our odds for financial access because it enables individuals and communities to really build credit history in a transparent way. As we just discussed, it's actually lower middle income countries that are driving crypto adoption today. So India, Nigeria, Indonesia are the fastest growing crypto markets, and 15 of the 20 fastest growing markets come from low income countries. And unsurprisingly, it's decentralized systems and currencies that are leading the way. This is most likely because of leapfrog innovation, which was referenced before, where when there's no pre-existing technology to overcome, people just jump directly to the next generation. And so grassroots economics, which has been building in this space for a long time, I consider one of the flagship leapfrog innovations in the space because they're innovating both on the payment rails and fintech level, but most importantly on the currency and the monetary level in terms of really breaking the monopoly on money and how communities can create their own value create their own creditworthiness and actually expand the amount of economic activity that they're doing within the community